the "is it morning yet?" deal. How about now? Or now? Because morning time is McDonald's breakfast time. And that's the best time of all the times.
Wake up with a little splash of sweetness. Get any size iced coffee from caramel to hazelnut to French vanilla for just 99 cents until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome to Co-Play Media, a look inside the world of video games, anime, and the Blerd community. And now, here are your hosts, Diers and Demo.
Welcome to Co-Play Media.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Man, what do we got today? We got a lot of good stuff for us today, man.
I think so, yeah.
We got some really fantastic stuff. We got some. Today we're really going to take a second, focus on sports anime.
Yes.
Then we're going to lead into some reviews about stuff, and then go over some articles about some smooth stuff.
Yeah, man. I feel like sports anime doesn't get as much love as I feel it should.
It doesn't. It doesn't, especially because it's such a comprehensive thing.
Right.
You learn a lot out of watching these, or I learned a lot from watching these.
They're
anime.
like really good how-to videos, like a lot of times. I think a lot of people get caught up in the, shonen, beat 'em up, blow it up, shoot 'em up type animes. But when it comes to sports animes, I feel like there's a lot to be learned there. There's a lot of like good character development and stories in the background.
Some of the best.
Yeah. But what are some good anime that you have watched or read in manga that were sports related?
That was sports related?
Yeah.
I'll go straight into it. My one true love that actually got me into martial arts, like it actually got me into doing Tang Sudo, and then it got me into doing Shotokan karate, and now I'm doing Muay Thai. And but I started out with boxing, and it was Hajime no Ippo.
Okay.
Which
that's a classic too.
It's a classic, and it's like, instead of being focused on story, it's more so focused on technique,
right?
And training and friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like of the crew, like we getting better. We're all in different weight classes, so it's not like we're necessarily against each other.
Right. We're just trying to help each other along.
Yeah, we're just trying to move it along, And the way you get started, like for the show Hajime no Ippo, he has a single mom who's a fishmonger. Okay. And he like helps her every day with
so like extra strong.
Oh yeah, like that. So by carrying the things on his shoulders, he's like super extra diesel in the upper chest area.
Right.
And then he runs into a heavyweight fighter who saves him from a fight. And he's like, yo, I'm trying to get into the boxing game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's like, well, if you want to get into the boxing game, he hits him with that. You got to grab these leaves. Like, how they jab out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like one of the most basic techniques is like, when you punch, you kind of keep your fist you clench it on impact kind of. You kind of keep it loose when it comes out.
Right. Snap it out there.
Snap it out there. Yeah, like the snap out jab. Like one of the most basic principles of boxing. And he masters it, and he comes in, he shows them the leads, and he's like, yeah, I did it. And he's like, all right, let's try you on the heavy bag.
Okay.
And he gets that first blow. It's like, wham. It's like, oh, this guy got skills. You know what I'm saying?
That raw talent.
And that's like the beginning of like, and then he picks like the fighting style that he chooses is actually the same fighting style as Mike Tyson.
Wait, he had a choice?
Well, I forgot. Like, I guess that brings it to a question. Like, how does one choose their style?
I think with boxing, a lot of times the style comes out of where you're from.
Yeah.
Like Philly has its own style, then you got different styles in like New York, and they got that Philly shell. You know what I'm saying? But then you got somebody like Sugar Ray Leonard, who grew up in Maryland.
Oh yeah.
So it's like he got his own style of like flashy. Style. That's probably that DC type.
DC flashy type stuff.
That flashiness,
man. Oh yeah.
But a lot of times I think boxing basically comes from who your trainer is, where you are, and whatever works for you. What's comfortable. Because a lot of people, I'm right-handed and I box left-handed.
You box left-handed?
Yeah.
So you got your power hand.
Is my left hand.
Is your left hand.
Yeah.
Ooh. But southpaw is tricky. Like, and that was like actually one of the fights that Ippo had. Like he was facing a southpaw, and because of it, I guess it's something about the stance of a southpaw. You
because
have
it's like
the advantage.
It's like you're not used to the right hand being up front. So it's like you're not really used to moving that way. It's almost like fighting in the mirror.
Yeah, like you have the same stance as me, so it's harder for me to find the openings because you're facing me the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, man. And I think it was because like how he fell into what they call it. For Ippo, he had the peekaboo stance.
Yeah, that's like Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's,
New York brawler style.
New York brawler type stuff. Yes, yes, it is. It's just awesome. And then like the development of his special moves. You know, the greatest one to me was the dempsey roll.
Dempsey roll.
Dempsey roll went hard. Like I don't even know. Like I guess it was a dude named Dempsey who came out with the dempsey roll.
Yeah, man. Dempsey is a famous, probably Hall of Fame boxer, I believe.
Oh yeah. Like was it Jack Dempsey who came up with it?
So what he would do is he would roll his body. And as he rolled, he would come up with the punch, and that's like him pivoting.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you got to pivot and put your body into the punch. He was dodging your punch and already coming back at you with all the power.
With all the power behind it.
Flawless.
Flawless boxing technique. And then with all the weight behind it, and then you keep going. So it's like you're going back and forth. Right.
It's like a momentum type thing that you got going on. It's like you dodging, but you also coming in for the attack right after that.
Which is like his super move in the end. Like usually like a dude's about to get rocked after that.
Very effective because I think Mike Tyson used it a lot, and he was knocking people out.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them did. Is the Gazelle punch a real punch? I think the Gazelle punch is that a made up?
Probably.
But
maybe not. You never know.
You're never sure.
What is that like a jumping uppercut?
Actually, that's Rocky Marciano's thing.
Yeah. So what is it like? If you could explain it,
it's like you kind of shift in with like you use a lot of your legs and you kind of shift in with like an uppercut that kind of like you like slightly hop into a person.
Oh, like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson did all that, man.
Yeah.
So like you would like duck down but come up like a freaking rocket.
Yes. Yes. And it's like real smooth when you do it too. So it's like, especially if somebody has like their bodyguard up and you hit them with it.
Boxing equivalent to the Shoryuken.
Yes, like that's the thing that would blow somebody's face straight up.
Or tiger uppercut. I don't know which one would be more.
Yeah, tiger. I think the tiger is a full blown like you all up in them like you fist all up through them.
Yeah.
And I think the Gazelle punch is also known as like the kangaroo punch. Where you kind of like
jump into it.
And I think that was Rocky Marciano's like big punch. Like that was his.
Imagine getting hit by that, man.
Somebody jumping their fist into my face. Like that'd be a hard one to take.
Like, do you even stay on the ground after you get hit? Like, they literally take you into the air, I would think, especially a heavyweight.
A heavyweight? Oh my God.
Jeez.
Like, a heavyweight is not even no one to play around with. Like, you know, professional boxers, their hands are considered lethal weapons.
Oh yeah, they get registered and everything.
That's
it's like
crazy.
having a Glock or something. Like,
you know what I'm saying? They really like these guns. You know what I'm saying? They be really talking like.
I shouldn't even be touching you with my hands without gloves on.
Oh man. I could kill you. You know that, right? With these bare hands.
These bare hands it's too much for a normal person to handle. Like you need headgear. Like
got to. But that's the reason why I loved it so much, man. Like. Ippo was one of those things, not to mention the type of jokes and the serious situations that they had in it.
Oh, okay.
Like, you remember when he broke his fist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like shattered his fist and it was like a whole thing.
Some old, who was that? Floyd Mayweather type stuff. That Bama hand stayed broke. I
don't understand how that happened. Well, actually, there was a fighting style. I forgot which one of the guys were using it where they were trying to block with their elbow.
Oh, yeah, and that'll break. I'm sure that'll do some damage.
So, it would like break their hand.
Yeah.
You know, that was the thing that really got me about Ippo. It's like, it was the technique that was covered, that was related. And I'm pretty sure that Ippo was pretty much, most of his fights were based off of Mike Tyson.
Okay.
And then the other characters that they had in there were usually based off of like other boxers who were popular around that time that used those kind of same fighting styles.
Japanese culture pulls a lot from, American culture too. I think they, they like us enough where, you know, a lot of our fighters and, you know, cultural icons, they kind of take and put into their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But since
you seen the end of Baki, right? You saw how Muhammad Ali was in there?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even up to the point where he was like, yo, they even got him when he's in this condition. Like,
yeah.
So.
And I love that how they are like, you know, the art of Ali.
Yeah, I think that's always dope. But speaking of boxing, what about like Megalobox? Have you ever checked that one out?
So Megalobox, I would say, is like the new version of Hajime no Ippo, in which, you know, they take a lot of the brutal technique out of it. You know, like the train like this, stand like this, pivot like this, train like with Hajime no Ippo, everything kind of led up to like a circular kind of thing that leads up to a fight.
Okay.
With Megalobox, it still had that anime shonen kind of tinge to it, right? Where they had like armor that they would wear on their fists that would give them like the cybernetic
android
kind of.
What was that thing? Rock'em Sock'em.
Yeah,
robots. That's what it reminded me of. That's what it reminded me of, just with humans. But I like that one because
the music is fantastic.
It reminds me so much of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, well, you know what they did is that they actually produced it in like 720p to give it that rougher kind of look.
Love it.
Which makes it look even more awesome.
Man, it's dope.
You know, the main character doesn't have much of a background. His name is just Joe.
Joe.
You know, and then they give him that name. Like, he was just unknown guy.
Joe,
like,
boxer,
like what are we gonna call him? We're gonna call him Joe.
Just call him Joe.
Call him Joe. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
And then like with Joe is like he somehow runs into the champion, the current champion of that time. And, you know, he like saves the champion's like promoter's life or something. Really? Like helps out some. I forget the exact way that they meet up, but somehow they like meet up. And dude's basically like, yo, you weak sauce, man. Like, you weak sauce. Like,
get on your stuff. Because didn't he start out using the same gear as everybody else?
He did start out getting the gear, but
like it was like
quality. A lower quality, lower tier. Well, what it was is like he couldn't afford it.
I can imagine that stuff looked like it was like $100,000 just to box.
And then like the main guy, like Yuri, had it going into his neck and stuff. Like he just wore it.
Whole like stem cell research going on.
He couldn't take it off. Like his was like he was sleeping in it. Like
it would die if you try to remove it or something.
Oh yeah. Like it would be like he had it surgically implanted. You know what I'm saying?
Dedication.
That's dedication.
That's some dedication.
I ain't never seen no boxer be like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and just have like some
augment my body and just become one with my art.
Oh man, that's
I'm
a
good
lot.
on that,
that's
bro.
A lot. Like,
I'm good on that.
Maybe if I'm like horribly disfigured, like I lose an arm,
right? Like I can't walk, like the dude, like a War Machine, Rhodes.
You know what I'm saying?
I need these legs.
Let's keep me going.
If I gotta keep them, like at least I wish I could run fast. If I have to have them, like at least let me get some, you know. But
can you put some wheels at the bottom so I can like
so I
skate?
Get some Sketcher Jones, like.
Can I go like a little bit
put
faster?
Some Sketcher Jones, yeah. Megalobox stood out to me just more so than Hajime. Hajime stood out because it was like, I'm learning technique. I'm learning what this is called, what that's called. But Megalobox just had that look and that feel. Like I was like, it was like almost noir. Like it was like,
nostalgia. And then it was like, I'll admit, Joe and his team are a lot more likable than Ippo and his team.
Yeah.
You know, like Joe is a nobody. The little kid is like a little like Oliver, a little Oliver Twist. And then there's like the lovable like coach trainer who's like an alcoholic
father figure. You know what I'm saying? You know, he been through some things.
Some things. He's a loser, but he's down. Like he's down.
He's a loser and he's drinking himself to death. But
hey, he's got
there's
heart.
No more knowledge out there than this guy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and nobody sacrifices more than him. That sacrifice that dude gives, that's some. That's some. I'm like, whoa, that guy's down.
Yeah, he down for the team.
He down for the cause. Down for the cause. And then I really enjoyed how his rival Yuri wasn't necessarily an evil guy. That's the other thing that I like about Megalobox is that no one was necessarily evil.
Yeah, they was just doing their job.
They were just doing their job. You know, everybody had their motivations. Nobody's motivations was necessarily evil. If anybody, Joe and his crew had his probably like the worst ones. Like, we're gonna lie. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna win the championship.
Right.
Why? Because screw that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but then he started fighting without the stuff against the guys. Like,
yes, which gave him some kind of edge that shouldn't make any sense.
Right. Well, I think the advantage was like his reaction speed.
Yes,
was a little quicker. But I get that.
I can see that.
If you know, using machines and stuff, there's some delay.
There's gonna be a delay.
There's some delay.
And if you're boxing, like that delays that quarter second, that half a second, that's more than enough to like
just light you up.
Light somebody up. You know, quick counter, strong counter. You know what I'm saying? By the time you swing.
By the time you're trying to block that one, here comes another one.
You're already going down.
Here comes
you know
the right.
Yeah.
Like,
you're already getting dizzy. You feel me? It's already going down.
Yeah.
But I love Yuri and how and their kind of like ongoing kind of rivalry going on. And I don't want to ruin too much of the story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
It's a great story. And it's short. For those who don't like long, super shonen, long anime, this is what, like 13 episodes?
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I like is that
it could be like 40 episodes for one season.
Megalobox will end.
Yeah.
Hajime no Ippo technically is still going.
What?
The manga is still going, bruh.
Impossible. This dude is not punch drunk yet.
Dude, like, he should be retarded in everything. Like, he should have the cauliflower ear.
Because he's like the Rocky.
Yeah.
Of anime / manga. Like,
yeah. He kind of is. Actually, he fought a guy who was based off of Rocky.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they even had the scene where he was running and the kids were following around him. You know, they were like running after him.
That's crazy.
He was running up the steps and stuff. It was tight.
That's crazy.
I love that show. But what about, you know what I'm saying? That was boxing. Boxing is really close to shonen, very close to tournament style. Like, I know you's a tennis player, man. I know you got the tennis skills.
I've been playing tennis a lot lately, man. You know, I be trying to get out there and do my thing. With that being said, we got there's this anime out there called Prince of Tennis. Now, I came across Prince of Tennis in this funny way, right? So you know how like you're watching like Hulu or Crunchyroll or something.
Yeah.
This is going to keep going until your anime is over. Then it's going to play the next one. Hey, you might be interested in this.
Yeah.
So I think I went to wash dishes or something and come back and it was like Prince of Tennis. Like what is this? What is this? But I start watching it and immediately I'm like,
I like this.
This is interesting. This is interesting because it was like, it's a story of this guy. His name is like Ryoma Etchison. So he's like a 7th grader.
Yeah.
Right? But he's like the most amazing tennis player. And nobody likes him because he's so good because he's beating all of the upperclassmen.
Well, nobody likes him because it seems like he's talking a lot of smack in the middle, too.
He's a butthole, too.
He's in their head.
He's a jerk. But come to find out, after he's playing, you know, people start to realize, yo, this is the other Etchison guy that was like the famous tennis player's son. Like,
his dad was a G.
Yeah, his dad was like legit. No wonder. But that's a fun show because it actually teaches you the tennis rules, the different shots, why you do that shot. And what I liked about him and his crew was that each of them had their own specialty.
Yeah, like
each of them had their own specialty. Like you had the captain of the team. He's like this great player, but you don't really know what makes him so great, right? But then you got the one guy. He's like, oh, all he do is watch matches and figure out
like how they play, the play style,
and the opponent's like weaknesses. So he's like Batman. He's like, yo, I could beat my own team and your team.
I could beat everybody. Right. I've already planned for it. Like I can see it now.
I can see it in my calculations. He got glasses and everything.
Oh yeah, he always does that thing where he like pushes glasses up. It's like and it flash, like you can't see their eyes. It's like I've already figured it out.
But then you got the one guy. He's like really athletic, so he's like all over the court, flipping, hitting shots.
I seen that guy. I saw that dude. That dude was moving.
Dope. Like he's dope.
He was jumping off the walls. I was like, they got walls like that in tennis, and they can just jump off. I thought everything was fences.
So then you got the two guys that have like special shots. Like one's got like a dunk smash where it's just like, yo, I'm gonna jump up hit the ball real hard. You're not returning it.
It's just not gonna happen.
It's going to break your racket I guess your racket is cheap, like $25.
Knock the racket out of your hand or something.
So I like that because it wasn't just focused on the main character who is Ryoma Etchison, but it gave you insight into these different characters and their different abilities. But come to find out, these shots are not made up shots.
Yeah.
Like, these are real shots that people perform in real tennis matches.
Shots.
But it's so dope because, Japanese anime, they're going to overblow it and
they make everything seem awesome.
Dramatic. Like,
oh man, like anything, like they make all of that seem amazing.
But Prince of Tennis might have been, some inspiration for me picking up the racket and playing as consistently as I do now. Just because it was like, man, this is actually fun, and
it's fun. Like,
I see I can do what they doing. Like,
I can work on my own techniques.
Yeah, I can work on my own technique. Let me go watch the anime. How many episodes I got left? 2? All right, bet.
I'm gonna get this new serve down. I'm gonna get this new
let me try
serve.
this kick serve or something. You know what I'm saying? Which is a real serve. It's like,
they got a real.
It's kick serve. So it's a serve where you hit the ball at your opponent, but you put the spin on the ball in such a way that it bounces at your opponent versus in a straight line.
Really?
Yeah, it's like so much spin on the ball that it hits the ground and bounces the opposite way.
That's
so
tight.
it's like very hard to return.
I'm trying to think, like, how would you hit that? So you got to hit it at such a way so that it rotates back to you
while making it over the net. Which serving in tennis is hard in itself.
Serving in tennis is like the main thing. Like that's why everybody be doing that little.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
I can't mess this up. Just let me just hold it in my hand, just bounce and hit it. Like I can do that.
That's real,
stuff.
Man. Tennis is very. It's not. It's one of those sports where it's like. Yeah, you want to hit it with a lot of power, but it's a lot of finesse. I feel like it's more finesse than power.
Was there? Did the main character have any kind of like a rival? Like it didn't seem like
I feel like every school was his rival.
Right?
Like, every school had that one player that's like the captain of their team.
Yeah, he was like, I hate that guy.
He was like, I hate that kid. But he came up against a few tough opponents. I think one opponent actually broke one of his rackets or something.
Yeah, I think I see that episode.
But
he was like surprised too. He was like, "This has never happened before.
This has never happened. What's going on? I'm losing my cool. I feel it. I'm burning up with desire.
Stand. You know what I'm saying? This can't stand. I refuse for this to stand."
Yeah, I feel like everybody was his rival, man. Which was cool because it made every episode and every match interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was like they all didn't stand a chance by the
Man, it was almost like watching Dragon Ball Z, but it was tennis.
You know what? I wanted to ask, like, was it like Dragon Ball Z? So did he rise above his team and his team was just kind of useless watchers?
No, they were never useless.
They were like a bunch of Yamchas.
Like Yamcha and like, we just fighting until Goku show up.
Yeah, we just try to hold the fort. We just try to toe the line.
Surprisingly, no. Like everybody's held their own. Like they would play their matches. Either they might win, they might lose. But then it might come down to it where it's like, well, Ryoma's on you. So if you don't win,
it's over, bro. We all lost. Like,
yeah, because team tennis is weird because it's like you have certain matches and they switch out players. So it's like, all right, Ryoma won this match, but so-and-so lost his match.
By team tennis, you mean the twos? Like the 2 versus 2?
No, just like the team. Like the whole day, the whole team plays, but how the whole team performs throughout the day tells you if you won that day or not. Kind of like a track meet. Yeah, kind of like a track meet. Like you got your different events that different people run, but if your 800 meter runner is horrible, yeah, we ain't get those points today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't get those points.
Yeah.
Like, we lost because your homeboy is trash.
Yeah, he didn't run today. Like,
he ain't run, so we couldn't add him, so we lost. You know what I'm saying? Was there like, in Prince of Tennis, was there like your favorite fight, or was it the end fight? The end fight is usually the best fight. Like Megalobox, that the last fight was the best fight.
You know what? There was a lot of matches that he had, and every time I was like, yo, that was the best match. Only because the different rivals had their own specialties too. So it was like, man, he was having a hard time with that. Or this guy was too quick. He couldn't get nothing past him. So I'd say that there were a few episodes where it was just like, dang, that was deep. Like I was on the edge, like, man, they almost lost.
They almost lost.
And I think sometimes they did lose.
I think that's the most realistic thing. Like when they lose, like I feel as if that's the thing that really makes it how they handle the lose, how they get better afterwards. You know, what new techniques did they come with after losing?
Right.
You know,
and usually they'll show like, after that match, like so and so went off to perfect his like snake shot or whatever it was called.
They always go up into the woods to a shrine. You know what I'm saying? Like, meditate with the racket. Like
I'm back with a new racket too. It was the racket last time. Come to find out, it wasn't me at all.
It wasn't me at all. It was the racket.
The racket was trash.
I had this one built from a special tree, rewired by monks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so what's some other sports anime that you?
I mean, I would recommend that folks check out Air Gear, which is Air Gear is like. Did you ever see Air Gear?
Yes.
Oh, so you've seen Air Gear. So I thought Air Gear was like a extreme sports kind of like we figured out a way to get inline skates to have a motor somehow.
Listen, Air Gear was dope.
Air Gear was dope? But
Air Gear, the anime, only lasted one season, and it hurt my feelings.
Oh, are you
bad.
Serious?
Yeah, man. Like the manga's still going.
The manga's still going on,
but the anime literally stopped at like 20 episodes.
So I could be real there because I tried to watch it and I fell off. Like there was like a little kid who reminded me of that. He seemed like the same kid off of Monster Rancher.
Oh,
you ever seen that kid from that annoying kid who always has rollerblades and a hat running in his bag and is just always running around too much energy?
Air Gear was dope. I give it hands down. For that type of anime, rollerblades, they made it very interesting.
Was it like extreme sports? Like were they just doing
Yes, because they were like on the roof and stuff. Like they were grinding on like power lines and stuff.
I was like, this looks dangerous.
It was. But then the crazy part is they had like gangs too. Like they had this one gang called Sleeping Forest or something. So they had this gang called Sleeping Forest, and come to find out, it's like nobody knew who they were. But it's like, yo, where's Sleeping Forest? But come to find out, it was like these girls that he had been like seeing all along. It's like, yo, y'all are Sleeping Forest?
Like, we've been seeing y'all in the background.
Yeah. They were like, so Sleeping Forest is like this like ultimate like skating like crew.
That's tight.
And there's a bunch of them in the story.
Really?
But for whatever reason, they're like,
in a different city?
Yeah, no, they're in the same city, but I think they like stopped. They went on a hiatus or something for some reason. So, but yeah, Air Gear was dope. I would check it out.
You would check it out?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
I don't know if I'll pick up the manga and read it. Like,
I would be honest with you, man. I am not reading no manga. It's gonna have to be like a crazy good show for it to be a manga, man. I mean, for me to read a manga, it's gonna have to be like,
I don't know,
like
man.
Earth-shatteringly awesome. For me.
I think Naruto and GTO.
Oh my God.
Were like some of the only like manga.
Oh my God.
Because I think I read Naruto first. I think the manga was what got me into Naruto anyway. So
I think what got me into Naruto, I think I just remember seeing like the AMVs. You remember when folks were doing AMVs real tough? And like I remember seeing like the AMV of them like fighting for the first time. Like and I was just like, oh man.
I don't know, man. It was something about Naruto, but
Naruto it just hit a sweet spot for me. Like what? Ninjas?
Ninjas?
Like ninjas? Like what?
Jutsu? What is that? He just spit a fireball out of his arm.
And you know what? When they say it, like when they do it, it made so much more sense in the beginning.
Yes.
You know, before it fell into what it became.
Yeah.
I ain't watching Boruto. Have you been watching Boruto?
No, I tried.
I tried too, man. It was hard, bro. It was super hard, bro.
I tried.
It was super hard. Like I'm still, there's just so many anime out there to watch. I just wanted to take a break from Boruto just to,
I feel like Boruto it went too bubblegum, like
very bubblegum.
But then Shippuden set the stage for that, because at the end of Shippuden, it was like, man, who can really beat this guy?
Nobody can beat him. It's like it just got out of control. Like they don't even do hand signs anymore. I ain't seen, bruh
He
lost
got
his
away
arm.
from his technical ability, like his technique was
like they built the entire show off of doing hand signs.
Yo, because remember Itachi, that was like his thing. His hand signs are so fast I didn't even see it.
I didn't even see it. Like that's what everybody was saying. Like, oh my goodness, the way he's weaving those signs. Like he would just be like, yeah, and it's done.
Yeah.
And like,
or you just see his hand come out, but the whole time I know how to do signs with one hand. like this is just the distraction. My right hand's the distraction. The left one's the real deal.
Throwing up all the gang signs.
Throwing up all gang signs. Itachi, like Uchiha forever. Like, man. Yeah, that's a disappointment, but we could talk about that another time.
We're gonna dedicate like a whole show to it. You know, we ain't got the time because we were grown men with grown men things to do.
Yeah. And
with that being said, what grown man game are you playing right now, man?
What grown man game am I playing right now?
I'm gonna let you know right now. My games are not gonna be that grown man. Well, you know, I'm playing Division 2. I'm gonna throw that one up first.
Yeah, somebody told me I need to get on that.
Like,
is it good?
Is Division 2? Do you remember Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell?
Yes.
Okay, so
My dad loves it.
It plays a lot like that, except you're online and you're playing with all the homies.
Okay.
So you're playing with the homies, and then it's like you can pick up, like, it's a looter shooter, and it's a fantastic looter shooter. It's almost like
a battle royale type?
They do have that. They have what they call the dark zone, where you can fight people, and you can fight people on your who are real people. You can do PvE or PvP.
Okay.
And if you get killed, you lose your stuff. So don't get killed in the dark zone.
Okay.
And it's based in Washington, D.C.
That's dope.
So the whole map is literally where we are right now. That's somewhere in the game.
You gotta find.
Yes, that you can find. And it'll be like a building like this in the cut.
Oh.
And that's what they have. Like it's a very in detail game with Division 2.
Making me about to go home and download it.
It's worth it. I've already beat the game. I'm on.
So it actually has a story mode to it.
There has a story. There's like something hit DC, messed everything up. Society is starting all over again. With that, there's different factions.
Okay.
The factions are there, and different factions are taking over different areas. So you have to liberate areas.
Wow.
You know, there are certain places that within DC that you go to, and you have to fight your way out. And it's like a whole long mission. Like there's missions, and then there's like strongholds, and you got to go and like, you know, a mall or something, go through it, kill a bunch of people, come out alive. Division 2 goes hard. You know what it's way better than? Fallout 76. If I could curse right now, I would curse Fallout 76. So Fallout 76 is the most trashiest trash.
I didn't even pick it up.
I paid for Fallout 76 and I tried to return it, and GameStop would not let me return it.
What? They was like, nah,
They were like,
bro.
no. They were like, we refuse to take you back.
Wow.
The same thing happened with Anthem. I paid $80 for Anthem.
Why'd you pay $80?
Because my homeboy Pat, he swore up and down it was vicious. Yeah, he swore up and down because you could fly around like Iron Man.
What?
And we all seen Marvel, so I was down for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like as far as a looter shooter goes, Division 2, you know.
So Division 2, when you're playing with your guys, like, so you just start out with nothing, so you got to pick up. Like, what do you mean looter shooter?
So when I mean looter shooter, I would say that the main purpose of the game, kind of like also with Fallout, is to find and acquire weapons, attachments, and constantly build it. So you have like you start out with a level that you have, just, you know, experience level.
Okay.
And then afterwards, after you reach a certain level, I think it's 20 or 30, it's all based off of equipment afterwards.
I saw this weird game. I don't know. I was on YouTube looking at something, and it was a game called Rust.
I heard about Rust. I haven't played it.
Rust seems like it seems like a Minecraft-y type game wherein you can build, but then you also have to kill people in order to get their loot. or whatever. So it was one of those things where it was like, it seems interesting, but it's like early development looking, like it's not really polished.
It's not polished, but I tell you what, it's coming out on Steam and it has got a lot of steam behind it, I guess.
Nice.
like Russ, from what they say, let's see. Russ is a multiplayer only survival video game developed and published by Face Punch Studios.
Okay.
And it's coming out on Steam, and it was created as a clone of DayZ, a popular mod for Arma 2 with crafting elements akin to those in Minecraft.
Is PUBG an Arma mod?
I don't quote me on that. I wouldn't know. Like, in fact, tell me about that Apex, bruh. How you feeling about that Apex?
Whew. First off, Titanfall 2 is one of the most slept on games.
Oh, thank you.
Yo, I went and bought that junk for like
$20. Was it $13? Oh,
it was
my
like
God.
$6.
$6, and that game is worth it.
It was like $6.
Story mode alone.
The story mode alone, amazing. Amazing game. So,
and your robot is like talking to you and stuff. Like y'all working out as a team.
So
it's wonderful.
I think Apex Legends is a multiplayer. Straight multiplayer. No single survival.
No
multiplayer.
Story, no
battle royale. And I think it picks up like 20 years after the events of Titanfall 2, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that how they?
Yes.
Can we talk about how Apex we thought was gonna be Titanfall, and then they were just like, nah. Like they were just like, nah.
Yeah.
Like they straight up was like, yeah, we're coming out with Titanfall 3. We're coming out with the we get
I hope they
Legends.
still do put out a Titanfall 3. I think a Titanfall 3 would do a lot better now that Apex is out.
I think so. I think it was a smart marketing ploy, I guess, for them to be like, yeah, it's Titanfall. Okay, it's not Titanfall, but it's free though.
Right. So Apex Legends is like 20 years in the future from Titanfall 2. You're not a pilot, right? So Titanfall 2 was all about flying through the air and, you got jump packs.
Yeah.
Apex Legends, you don't have that because you're not a pilot. You don't have that technology, pilots were like special soldiers.
Oh, yeah, the helmet, everything made them real, like you guys, we dumped money into it.
Yeah, right, you alone.
Alone.
One of you is like 100 of them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, here's your Gundam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
take your Gundam.
Take your Gundam. We only made like 6 Gundams.
So Apex picks up 20 years after that. And then you got different characters. I'm assuming this is similar to Overwatch. I've never played Overwatch, but every character has their own like special ability.
Overwatch is awesome.
Yeah. So they have their own special abilities that makes you like different from everybody else. You can either be a tracker, wherein like you can kind of like see footsteps and where they were and where enemies might have died or whatever. Then you got your support people. Yeah, you got your support people wherein you either could be this like field medic or this guy that can like grapple hook to anywhere on the field, basically.
The robot dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that robot dude be grappling everywhere.
He can get anywhere. That's like priceless. That's like a priceless
ability
item to
right
have.
there. Yeah.
So, but then you got your Bangalore. She's like an assault, I guess, character where, if you're shooting at her, she gets like twice as fast as she already is. And she has like this smoke canister. So it's like you can shoot smoke out and be like a ninja. Like we were talking about Naruto. Boom. Smoke grenade and I'm gone. I use it a lot to get away.
Oh, it's really good to get away.
Yeah, it's really good to get away. So if you're getting lit up, like, somebody shooting me, smoke, and I'm gone.
I mean, the real thing that I found about Apex, because I did play it for a little bit, and I realized like it's different from Call of Duty where you just run out and you die like 20 times, but it's cool because you killed 30 people.
Right.
Like you die, you gotta wait for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, or start. No, you don't have to wait. So
you can just jump in straight to the next one?
You can if you want. So they have this feature where if like you get killed, your teammates can actually pick up your banner. So if they pick your banner up, they can run it to like this revive station and you'll fly back in.
Yeah.
So maybe you might wait around.
From with the homies. They might have mercy.
Because it could be, I've been in situations in the game where it's like, I cannot revive you right now, but stay. let me get us to the other side of the map where like nobody is or something like that. And, you know, we're going to wait it out. Yeah. Like we got killed outside the circle, but let me get you in so we ain't got to worry about that no more.
Now, I heard that Apex was facing like it's starting to fall off a little bit. Do you notice that a little bit in the games? Like, is it harder?
Really.
Not really?
Nah.
That sounds like a good, well-made game right there.
It is, man. I feel like it's one of the best battle royales out right now, if not the best.
I could agree with that. I have played it. I'm not a big fan of battle royales, but I can see why people play it. And when you get into like top 5, oh man, top three. Oh god, like your heart be racing, man.
Yo,
you just be like,
where are they?
Oh, and then like the field is slowly getting smaller, so y'all know y'all about to reach it at some point.
It's like the standard battle royale format now. Like,
I love it.
Man, it's dope.
Is tight.
It's a dope game. I would pick it up.
I would totally pick it up.
But another game I've been playing still.
What's that?
It's Rocket League.
This Rocket League, for real?
So that's really going to make me sound like man childish. Because what Rocket League essentially is RC cars playing soccer.
Yeah.
In a cage.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, like it's kind of tight. Like it's super tight when you think about it.
It's fun as crap. So it's like you zipping around this field. You got to get boost, and so you can turbo around and fly around. You can fly in the air, you know. And you got people that are so good they can fly through the air and score like that. I'm not there yet.
I was about to say that's a lot of physics.
Like I told somebody, I was like, yo, you got to have like a decent foundation in physics and trajectories.
You got
to be good at this game.
Because it's like you got to turn, you got to spin it a certain way, you got to hit the ball a certain angle for it to go in.
Exactly.
Like it's one of those games. What do they say? It's easy to play, hard to master.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the qualities that makes a really good game.
3 years in, and I don't think I've ever made it out of like the platinum, which is like kind of in the middle. So you got bronze, gold, platinum. I think I think it's silver, platinum, maybe diamond and challenger silver. And all that. Yeah, I've never been above platinum. So I'm like,
I don't even know what the other stuff is.
Even platinum, I feel like is like very competitive.
Oh man!
Like if you make it out of platinum, you into the stratosphere as far as competition.
I hear folks is making money off this, right?
Oh yeah, people they got tournaments and teams. But here's the other thing. Here's what I wasn't sure about. I wasn't sure if people that play it on PC had more of an advantage over those that play it on console.
Ooh.
Because I don't know how the controls are on PC. Because I find it hard to fly through the air with a console controller.
I don't think Rocket League is on PC yet.
I thought it was. I know I got it on that Xbox.
On that Xbox?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably best to play it on Xbox. I can't imagine playing the game with the keyboard. You know what I'm saying?
I really, you know what? I feel like some people do, and I feel like they're better.
I mean,
because of it.
The PC gamers, you know how it is when you're a PC gamer.
Yeah,
they love working on that PC.
Like royalty or something.
They love it. They love it. One of my man-child favorite games, I won't even lie, is Dragon Quest. I'm playing Dragon Quest 11.
Explain.
Dragon Quest is...
I've never played this.
Have you never played Dragon Quest?
Never.
Have you ever played Zelda?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine a game like Zelda that's been going on for like 2 decades.
Really?
And it's like there's a Zelda, what was like the last Zelda? So
Breath of the Wild or something like that?
Breath of the Wild, that's like the 14th Zelda or something like this?
Yeah, there's a lot of Zelda.
So this is Dragon Quest 11. So Dragon Quest has been going on till the 80s. They have the same little kind of land. Yeah, they have like the slimes that look like a big glob of water with the smiley face on it.
I used to read about that in my old Game Informer.
Oh yeah, they needed to be in Game Informer because Dragon Quest was usually so difficult that they had to get
the cheat codes and stuff. Remember back in the day when they had that in the back of the book?
Oh man, when they had the codes in the back. Oh bro, like that was like the main reason why I was getting them game dog. Those game magazines
of gaming.
That's what kept me going.
Wow.
Man. And Dragon Quest is you know what? It is a very standard Japanese RPG. Like, and they don't
I'm
try to hit you with any big twists or anything. They just do it really well.
Wow.
Like, hey, you're the chosen one. Congratulations. You got a special tattoo on your hand. You do a bunch of stuff with light and energy. You're the chosen one. Get out there and find the jewels. You know what I'm saying?
Go find those rubies.
Go find those rubies. That guy's on your team, and those 2 chicks are on your team. You're gonna find this guy later on. He's gonna join your team.
Yeah, that guy, the mage.
Yeah,
they got like classes or something.
So they have different directions that they can go, where they specialize in a couple of different weapons or fighting styles.
Okay.
So like the main character that I got right now, he has like a regular sword, the great sword, the kind of Siegfried type. Yeah, like I got him.
The big sword.
Yes.
Cloud
sword.
blade. Yeah, the cloud blade.
Cloud blade.
I feel like that's standard issue for like RPG main character.
You gotta have it. I won't even mix things up. Like, they don't do anything new. This isn't Persona 5. You know what I'm saying? Persona, they're not hitting you with any new ideas, any concepts or anything. Like, nah, you just out here. Like, this is you go here. You know what I'm saying? We got a map right here. Follow this.
The map.
You know what I'm saying? Follow this map here.
You have a map.
Fight this boss, but it does everything right. It does everything right. It does everything solidly.
It's a solid RPG.
It's the most solid RPG.
Single player or multiplayer?
It is a single player.
Okay.
It doesn't do solo quest. Like, this is the joint that you play alone in the dark when your wife is mad at you.
Like, you just go to your man cave. Just kind of sulk.
Like, this ain't even my world right now, fam. This ain't even my world.
Like, I need to escape. Let me go to I
need some escapism.
Distant land. Dang.
In the last game, if anybody has not heard of it, you got to check it out right now. It's called Dead Cells. So have you ever played Metroid or Castlevania?
I've played one Metroid game.
You played one Metroid.
It wasn't really my cup of tea.
So
I think I was too much on Mega Man or something.
I mean, it's one of those things. Metroid Castlevania games, they have a lot of running around, a lot of backtracking, you know what I'm saying? A ton going on with items and somehow trying to level up your stuff.
Okay.
Dead Cells, I'd say, perfects this. Now, as far as like a dude who's on the go, who's like got, a job and wife and stuff to do,
right.
I would say that Dead Cells is one of the games that I could pick up real quick. Don't worry about the story. Don't worry about anything that's going on. Just play for like 5 to 25 minutes and not worry about anything.
So it's no like story to be had, or?
I mean, yeah, there's a story pretty much. You're like a glob of something and you attach yourself to a decapitated body.
Oh no.
And then you come back alive and then you choose some weapons and then you keep going through these levels in a time frame, right? So
sounds crazy.
And it's really awesome. And it's like you could die over and over and over and over and over again, but the level design keeps changing.
So what's killing you though?
The game is hard. Like, everything is trying to kill you constantly. Walls, floors, enemies. You don't even see the stuff coming sometimes. Like, it just be some random stuff. As you get farther in the game, like crazier stuff starts happening. It gets more intricate. There's bosses that come into play, and you have to upgrade your weapons. And that's the other thing about the game. As you die all these times, you're still upgrading other weapons and equipment and other things that you could be doing to be successful later on in the game. So you play it, and yeah, you lose, but you're still building up a character that you can continue playing. And eventually, like, it took me a minute, but I did beat the game. And then you find out, like, oh, there's even more stuff that you can play, and the game opens up even more.
Wow.
Not to mention that the game, being one of the best games of 2019, I believe was made by a team of like 10 dudes.
Really?
10 dudes, I believe, made this game. Of course.
Man.
And it was awesome. I can't say anything greater about the game, except it looks very 32-bit.
Huh.
It's got like an old school vibe to it.
Speaking of 32-bit, I bought a Super Nintendo not too long ago.
Wait, did you get the...
nah. It's a legit console, dog.
My man.
This is a legit console. I was on Craigslist and this dude was like, I don't know, I was just searching like Super Nintendo and it came up and he was like, yeah, I'm selling it for like $40. I was like, I'm on my way.
I'll get it.
He was out in Laurel or something crazy.
Oh, man.
I was like, I need it. So I went and got it.
That's tight. What did it come with, like 40 games or something?
No, man. He had essentials. He had like NBA Jam and NBA Live 95.
You got the classics.
Super Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, man.
I was like, this is crazy.
This is all I need right here.
I was like, this is crazy. And I'm not going to be a responsible father for the weekend because I had my boys and I was down there playing it all day. And my son's like, Dad, can I play? Like, no, you have your own. You have your own Super Nintendo upstairs with games loaded on it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, go upstairs and play it.
Go play that.
Go upstairs.
But I must say, NBA Live 95 and NBA Jam and Tecmo Bowl have aged gracefully.
Aged fantastic.
Like, it's still fun.
I love saying those catchphrases from downtown.
Now, the games that don't age well are the Maddens. Crappy. You can't play Madden now and try to go play the old Madden.
Nah. Not with characters like constantly like syncing up with how they're doing in real life and stuff. Like all the stats and the plays and everything.
Even just the graphics in the game, it's too weird. But I don't understand. I mean,
like clunky.
Yeah, it's clunky and it's hard and it's not good. Whereas the basketball games, for some reason, perfectly fine. I don't understand it.
It had to do with the developers. It had to be the developer. And the number, you know what it also was? I think it was a lot harder back then for those consoles to have multiple characters at once on screen.
Yeah.
NBA Jam is like 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 2-on-2. Yeah.
2-on-2.
Yeah.
That made it probably a lot more easier.
Man, but it's just so much fun. It's like, those are like games you can just get drunk and play like at night with your boys. Yeah. Put the NBA Jam on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have a drink.
Have like a little impromptu tournament or something. I might do that one.
That would be tight, man. Like, that would be tight. Just some classics. Straight classic. So we don't have very much time left. All right, do you feel as if we should spend the time going down the list of anime characters, prominent anime characters who happen to be black?
Let's do it.
Or of African descent.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. First and foremost, Afro Samurai. You know, Afro Samurai awesome. Gotta be awesome. Voiced by Samuel L. Jackson.
As black as you can. No, I'm gonna take that back. Nah, because there's some characters out there that. Yeah, keep going.
On the search for the number one headband, so you can be the leader of the world.
Yeah,
Afro Samurai, man, that guy was just super tight. Now, I gotta check this. I gotta check this link because the second person I got here. Obviously, this blackgirlnerds.com don't watch anime because the next person they got here is Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop, who is not black at all. Like, he is not black in the least.
Wait, we talking about the guy with the metal arm, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jet might be black.
There's nothing about him.
Jet might be black. His skin tone is like, he might be black. He might be light skinned or something.
I don't know. I don't think so, man.
I give Jet a pass.
You give Jet a pass?
I give Jet a pass because
I don't know, man.
He's got the voice.
Jet
he sounds
like
a black guy. He sounds like a black guy.
He kind of a little. I don't know, man. I feel weird.
Jet Black sounds like a black guy.
This is really getting hard. They got Ed on here, man. They got Ed as a black character, bro, from Cowboy Bebop.
Nah, see now they
Edward. Like, these guys are really reaching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a reach.
This is super reachy right now.
She was super orange hair and goofy.
Well, I mean, you've seen Ed's father by the end of it. And Ed's father is like Hispanic or something.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. But are we counting that as black? Right now? Because Ed could pass for a Japanese Brazilian character.
I feel as if this list is terrible.
Maybe they're getting too technical. They're
I
getting
don't
too
know.
technical.
So far, this is good. This is a good one. This is a good one. Bob, and I hope one of you guys know this. Bob Mikihara from the anime series Tenji Tenge.
No.
Have you guys ever seen it? It was like it came out in like early 2000, and he was like the super cool laid back dude with the dreadlocks.
No.
And it was like a high school kind of fight 'em kind of thing that was going on, where it's like a school for highly advanced fighters. Like everyone in the school could fight, and that's how he got in there.
Different specialties like
yeah.
taekwondo.
And he was inspired by Bob Marley and stuff like that. He was part of the Jukin Club, and kicks butt on a regular basis. And I just feel as if they could have came in with some bad. They just pulling these characters out of nowhere. Like all these characters is okay. Here, have you guys ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yes.
Okay. They got Muhammad Abdul, who is definitely unmistakably black. You know what I'm saying? The other guys I'm not so sure about, but Abdul is definitely the man. Abdul with the fire spirit, he was definitely making it happen.
Okay.
Who else do we got here? Who else? Huey and Riley Freeman. Would you guys even consider Boondocks an anime? Technically, it is.
It's anime art style,
right? It's of animated
art style.
Yeah, and they do have some good action in it.
They do. Bushido Brown.
Bushido Brown was the man. Who was it? Who were the Boondock Kids played by again?
Regina King.
Regina King, my girl. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Popo got to be on there.
Mr. Popo was the top dude, man. Like Mr. Popo, if you really like look at Dragon,
black too.
You know what?
I don't want to get too deep.
So I remember watching a YouTube video. I don't even know if we could do this in the 1 minute that we had, where they talk about how they relate Goku to being a black man because of the monkey tail and because of like all the things that they said about it.
Everything about the Saiyans was black.
Except for the fact that they turned into white-haired, green-eyed guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
that was like the main caveat.
We're gonna pick that up.
If anything, if anybody, Piccolo is black.
Piccolo was black.
Piccolo is definitely a colored dude.
Kids,
yeah, he's raising other.
Typical. These days.
Piccolo's the man, yo. Piccolo's the man. Yo, thank you for coming out. This is the other show. We're gonna pick this back up later. We obviously have a whole discussion of anime characters and where they're from that we need to go over.
Yeah, we gotta go into that.
We gotta go into that one day. But that's it for today. Here at Co-Play Media.
You've been listening to Co-Play Media with hosts Diers and Demo. For more information on Co-Play Media and the Blerd community, visit coplaymedia.com or the Co-Play Media page at dc.radio.gov.
Games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video. Games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video. Games. I wish I could live in my video games. I would never come back. It's where my heroes and my villains is at. Nowadays I gotta spend my boring day at the job computing. Then I spend a 40-minute drive commuting. My mainframe drains, so I need to get rebooted. Then I must refrain from calling niggas stupid. I'm a yell, real monsters, cause I can tell that I be dealing with imposters. They wanna boast about coasting like the job is motorboats. Nope, I know they hate it, even though they always say they don't. I leave all the politicking and the gossip at the office. When I get to my spot, it's all about my starship. We finna blast off in my apartment. Star Fox never dies until we starving. And if you want that sweet, that nasty, don't ask me. Take another bus and deep in the backseat. I'm busy driving fast like a New York City taxi. I'm on my final lap and everybody trying to pass me. Games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video. Games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video games. I wish wish I could live in my video games. I would never come back. It's where my heroes and my villains is at. Yeah, okay, they was doing hair, buying makeup in the bra, while same as catching air, playing lots of Tony Hawk. Got my Famicom, beat the game with Donatella. Now Versace, every day I use the boat and toss it like hibachi. I'm a winner from Konami to the Tamagotchi. I'm breaking records, you should probably call me Kobayashi. If it's CGI, animated, pixelated, got it on my resume, yeah, that's the way I get acquainted. Bomberman, I promise I'll be detonating. Number munches, I participate in estimating. Got it underrated, always stay decapitating. Call the plumbers, they anticipate some princess saving. Got to GameStop, I had to ask mom. I want a game that's off of Squaresoft or Capcom, or maybe EA Sports. It's in the game, playing games not a choice. It's in my name. Games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video games and cartoons, some milk in my cereal. I'll be home soon to chill with my video games. I wish I could live in my video games. I would never come back. It's where my heroes and my villains is at.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. During Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale, get a king for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin and save up to $700 on ceiling. Talk to a sleep expert and unjunk your sleep today. Mattress Firm.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
The pandemic has been hard on all our kids. New studies show more than 1 in 3 children who started school in the pandemic now need intensive reading help. That's right. Millions of kids in kindergarten through 3rd grade in the United States cannot read at grade level. Here's the good news. Your child can be reading in just 30 days, guaranteed, with Hooked on Phonics. Even if your child has been struggling, Hooked on Phonics will teach your child to read in just 30 days, guaranteed. And right now, you can get started for just $1. Text the word GRADE to 323232 right now. Hooked on Phonics is highly effective and incredibly fun, and everything can be done right from home and in less than 20 minutes a day for more than 30 years. Hooked on Phonics has been the proven learn-to-read program that kids love to use. Text GRADE to 323232 and teach your child to read in just 30 days, guaranteed. Text GRADE to 323232 right now and get started for just $1. Text GRADE to 323232 now. Text GRADE to 323232.